the zombie, and it's the boringness of the game. Divinity Original Sin 2 has been really fun so far. Really, really cool. I'm a dwarf pirate named Beast. And named The Beast.
A dwarf pirate named The Beast or
oh
Beast?
yeah, The Beast. I guess Sub is really excited about the main character that I picked. So he's.
Is it a dwarf? There's two of you because there's one of you on Discord and there's one
Just
of
watch
you
the
on
Discord
Twitch.
one. That's the one that's live. The Twitch one is delayed. I fixed it so you can have me on a real camera now.
Yay.
Yeah, it's a pirate and a dwarf. Sub was so excited he was just vibrating. I couldn't see him, but I have a theory.
I feel like maybe that's accurate.
Yeah.
His he did do a pirate story for the Horizons.
Oh, I'm so excited to read everybody's stories. I feel like you're cheating. You get to read everybody's story first.
I mean,
I have to wait. Jacob's gonna make me wait till October to read his. Same with Sub.
To wait. Well, you may have to wait like forever because he hasn't started. Jacob, do my dots tonight. Dang it. Drink and do my dots. It's 66 questions. I already did it. I did it immediately. Do my dots.
What's the dot?
I will explain it to you when we start a show.
Okay.
They're important.
Do my dots. Let's rock and roll.
Let me see my dots.
All right, I'm ready.
Doesn't make any sense.
I'm ready to roll. Let's see. Does this button work? Wait, no, hold on. I gotta hit the record button. That's what I forgot last time. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the show that brings you the latest and greatest in all of odd and crazy news from all over the world. I am not well today, and everything went sideways when I tried to turn the show on, and it's just a disaster, which is normal, but that's because it's Friday. It's not Thursday. The Horseshoes and Hand Grenades gods smile on you on Thursday, but then Friday, they're like, why are you taking over from all the other people that are streaming right now? And we're like, I don't know. I was tired yesterday, and it just didn't work out. But here we are today to bring to you the best news that you've ever seen in your life, wrapped up in a little burrito and handed to you, sanitized and germ-free. I'm your host, Steven, joined as always by the amazing, the wonderful, the fantastic, the bestest, the Smashy. That was a bad tech problem, and I apologize for what I've done to everybody.
Also, I wasn't the only one who couldn't hear. I thought it was just because Jacob was like, my music.
You couldn't hear the music?
I couldn't hear the music.
Oh, it's because I turned it off.
I don't know what happened.
I fixed it. You can hear sounds now. I did that.
Okay.
Hey, we like to troubleshoot stuff on the air. This is great. Good news,
well, that's because
everybody.
Jacob has one feel, and I have another feel, and you feel like you must make everybody's feel important.
What? Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
They go.
You know what? Y'all just leave me alone. I'm trying so hard around here to make a show.
Did you tell them that you fell asleep in your contacts?
Yeah. Dude, man, I have been struggling to sleep this week, and part of me, I'm pretty sure it's just the stress. And I told Stephanie, like, I don't feel stressed. And then she's like, well, you might be stressed and not feel stressed. I think that's probably true. I think it's on the minds of a lot of us who are going through different types of stress throughout what's going on in the world today. So I think it's just, thinking about stuff too much, worrying over stuff too much. It kind of reminds me of of November 2016. I didn't sleep that night. I was up till 2 a.m. trying to fall asleep. So
what was that? Is that
November 20? Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it, but okay.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, I think I get it, but I don't know if I get it.
Yeah, so I think there's underlying things keeping me from sleeping well, and then there's also my son, who for the first 2 nights this week woke me up to come sleep with us, and then the last 2 nights has been waking up at like 2 a.m. going, "Hello, can someone come lay with me?"
What? I mean, so couple things. You and I don't process stress. You
Right.
you internalize it into your shoulders and your neck. I just
Yes.
bite my nails into the quick in the middle of the night and I go, "Huh, wonder what's bothering me."
I feel
Deal
like
with it in
the amount
sleeping
of
time.
stress I pack into my neck and shoulders, I should have like Schwarzenegger neck and shoulders. And they'll be like,
Well,
"Why? What did you do to get so swole, Steven?" And I'll be like, "Nothing, just carrying around all my emotions, you know."
you're like Smithers. What's the guy from the Yellow People show?
The yellow.
Simpsons.
What's his name, dude? The excellent guy,
Montgomery
Burns,
Smitherfingers.
Montgomery
Yes.
Burns.
Yes. Oh, I got the first thing right. Yay!
You
Bart,
did
there,
really
yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah. So excited. I hate this. I don't hate The Simpsons. I just don't. It was whatever. But like I feel because that
I think The Simpsons is a pretty funny show myself.
I know. I realized after I said the Yellow People show, I'm like that sounds vaguely racist, but like it's like everybody's yellow.
Yeah,
Like it's their emojis.
right. Oh, that
Anyway,
yeah.
the whole point of that was like because you have so much stress, your shoulders are just gonna eventually like do this because you don't stretch them out, you just stress them out. Ha.
I see what you did there.
Ah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna be a hunchbacked old man sitting on my
No, you just bite
porch.
your nails in the middle of the night, you'd be good.
Yeah, I'll start doing that. I bite my nails in the daytime when I'm thinking on something. I don't.
I'm not
I need to
yeah.
get better. Like I really don't want to do that anymore. I think I just need to. How do you not do it? How do you find the strength to not bite your nails during the day?
I've gone through periods. Like I remember that whole C Mitch conversation I had where I'm like, I'm just gonna slide through dimensions and in this dimension I don't bite my nails. And like there's a 4 month period where I didn't. And then when I was um like third or second trimester for like that those 3 months I didn't bite my nails and they grew and they were so long and beautiful. And then I'm like, F this shiz, and I bit them all off in the middle of the night and I haven't stopped.
I remember. Like I vaguely remember us discussing the ability to encompass the other you that lives in another dimension that
Yes.
doesn't
The
do
one
that.
that does yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go be the
Yes.
Steven that doesn't bite his nails.
Yeah.
Bloop, and then I just take over for that Steven. It's like when Jet
Yeah.
Li killed all the copies of himself in that
The
movie, The
one.
One. Yeah. And then he became like
Yay.
superpower, and this guy who didn't know he was killing all his other hymns was like, I don't know why I'm getting so much better at all this stuff. I just guess I'm practicing. Boop a doop a doo. Jet Li was legit. They should have been more Jet Li stuff. That should have been a more of
Jet
a
all
thing.
that epic well, so there's tons of stuff like that on Netflix that we just don't get. I mean, you have to watch it subtitled
Yeah.
because you're a monster if you watch it dubbed.
Yeah, you should watch things subtitled if you can do it. Watching things
But they've
dubbed is kind of gross.
it hurts. The first, I mean, I didn't know any better when I was little and I watched Sailor Moon and like Gundam Wing and stuff though, because I mean that was like I didn't know that it was originally in Japanese.
Yeah, oh yeah. You remember the Jackie Chan movie Flight of the Concord or Concord? Flight of the Concord? No, what's it
Isn't that a
called?
band?
Yes, that is Flight of the Concords. It's a band. Concord Dangerous
Operation Condor. Leave it to
Operation
you,
Condor.
Travis.
Thank you. So
Was that a
Operation
comedy?
no, I mean it was Jackie Chan, so sort of. But I remember watching that. Oh wow, okay, so it was not that was not 91, was it? It's that old? Holy
I
crap.
don't know.
I remember watching that and there are like Americans in it acting, but they overdubbed their voices too. And it was like they were saying all the right
Why?
words, but it was all dubbed. The whole thing was dubbed all day long.
I can't do it. It hurts my brain.
Yeah, it's hard to watch because
All
you're like,
TV Travis knows why it is.
why is
I'm
what?
assuming it has something to do with like sound or some junk.
Maybe it's so that that they didn't want Jackie Chan to look like the only one who wasn't saying things properly. Because there are plenty of
I don't
people
know.
in it that are like not speaking Mandarin. Oh, they're Australian production, and they have them all speak their own languages and then
Oh.
dub it all.
Oh.
Oh, that's fascinating. Thank you, Travis. They did them in Australia, and they all speak whatever they speak, and then they just dub the whole thing.
Oh.
That's really
See, my
cool.
my brain does not do well with that slight. I don't think anybody's brain does, but
No.
like it can't overcome that. I would by far we have the subtitles on our TV for everything.
Yeah.
And like everything. And I don't even realize I'm reading it because I would much rather read than I can't breathe, Steven. There's a child in my lung space.
I know. I'm so sorry. They, yeah, I think I did say Mandalorian instead of Mandarin. Thank you, Og. Mandalorian's great. I speak Mandalorian. Uh, what me and Stephanie used to do that. We went through a spell where we would turn all the subtitles on because we found it so difficult to hear a lot of things underneath
Mm,
the sounds and the explosion. And we're doing the volume dance. Like you have to turn it up when people are speaking and down when there's
yeah.
action. And it's like, can someone figure this out? Like balance it. Just find a way to automatically make it mixed so you can hear it. And it's like, oh, well, it does sound great if you have a 7.1 surround sound system. Well, great.
Yeah.
Most people don't have 7.1 surround. I want it to be able to come out of whatever speakers I have and not make me have to hold the controller the whole time. It's like I want to feel the explosions, but I also want to hear people, and I don't want to have to turn it up and down to do that.
I guess my brain filters the loud parts out unless I'm like over at your guys' house and Stephanie and I were trying to be quiet for Sam, and then we would just leave the
Yeah.
subtitles on and watch our horror movies in abject silence like weirdos.
I wondered why
Oh,
so many
oh,
horror movies
speaking
were
of
showing up.
silence.
Yeah.
So, wait, okay. Never mind. I knew that was okay. I had to read the WTF story. I have a story after the WTF story, but I promised Steven that we would do this quickly because Steven's gonna die. So we go start the show.
Thank you. You have to wrangle me in because I can't stop running my mouth.
Same.
Even when I'm tired, I'm just like blah 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 blah. The adrenaline hits, and then you just go, and it's like
I know. I think that's why we have such a problem with like doing FO. We're like, I haven't seen you in 3 years because I'm so quarantined.
I just miss everybody. I miss the people in the chat. I miss you. So when you guys are around, I'm getting fed the energy that I require to
And then
function.
he's like, he goes to lay down. He's like, well, shit.
It's like, well, midnight again. Dang it. We got started a little early. We're ahead of schedule. Let's do a factoid. Acid rain describes any form of precipitation that contains high levels of nitric and sulfuric acids. It can also occur in the form of snow, fog, and tiny bits of dry material that settle to earth. Normal rain is slightly acidic with a pH of 5.6, while acid rain generally has a pH between 4.2 and 4.4. Wow. That's okay. That's cool. I didn't
I
know that
couldn't
you could
find
have
anything on like acid reflux, so I went with acid rain. How do you give rep? Can we give rep in the in
not
the
yet. I
in
don't
the
have
in
that
hold on.
worked out. I want
Group,
to.
I'm pre-repping you for when we get rep.
You can rep him in Discord.
There
That's
we
the
go.
place. twodorks.net/Discord. I always thought acid rain was going to be the thing that would kill us because Fern Gully, and it was like when it rained, the acid rain, it burned everything. And I always thought like it was going to be xenomorph blood when it comes down. I'm like,
Yes.
acid rain is horrible. It'll burn through your head. That's not
Yes.
exactly it, but it's what I thought it was going to be. I also thought quicksand was going to be an imminent threat to my life most of my childhood. And it
Yeah,
wasn't.
quicksand and acid rain, like, and also there were enough movies that I watched that had like killer swarms of ants that I
Mm-hmm.
thought that like I was legitimately worried about them coming up through South America and making their way to West Virginia and eating me.
Do you remember when MacGyver fought the ants on that really great episode of MacGyver? He was in
I
Brazil.
didn't watch a ton of MacGyver.
You should have. Okay, don't
I
worry.
feel
You can't
like
go
I
back.
yeah, no.
But that does seem like a show that would have been you and your dad's show. Like for me, like I would think of MacGyver, like you and your dad would have dug MacGyver at the time it was coming out.
I could see that.
Or
Why
your dad
we
would have been like,
watched
this guy's full of shit and I don't know what he's talking about.
probably
Yeah.
yeah, it would end up being a science lesson from Daddy about why he was doing what he was doing incorrectly.
You know my favorite thing your dad does when he's enjoying something? It's when he goes
I like that.
he always laughs. That's when you know you got him. He goes
He sounds like Donald Duck.
Donald Duck.
Yeah.
That's super great. I love it.
I find myself doing that every once in a while. I'm like, tee, we're a product of our parents.
Yep, you do that sometimes. It's very true. It's like
You
when
said doo doo.
I did world news. Yeah, Og, there is a new MacGyver. I don't think it's still around though. I think it lasted like a season. Just didn't.
They did that to Charmed. They tried to remake Charmed. And I'm like, you take your nostalgic, show ripping a hole butt faces and shove it up your a hole butt faces.
Butterfly clips or die, Charmed.
Oh, yes, you will go Orbis yourself.
Eat your own butt.
Eat your
Priest.
own butthole.
Now I'm gonna read the story. Priest streams mass during coronavirus lockdown with Facebook filters on. An Italian priest broke Facebook's cardinal rule: never leave the filters on. Paolo Longo, a priest at the Church of San Pietro and San Benedetto di Pollio, daggone it, almost had it.
Olio de Chicano.
San Benedetto di Poglia in Salerno province, made the social media sin while streaming a Catholic mass on Facebook during the country's coronavirus lockdown. During the nearly 50-minute mass, Facebook AR filters activate to make Longo appear to be wearing various animated outfits, including a futuristic helmet and a wizard hat, UPI reported. You made us laugh, but without malice, only with great affection, a follower responded in Italian. The priest also laughed off the air, later posting, even a laugh is good, in Italian. Yeah, I think that's true.
Laugh is good in Italian. Hanging participle.
The quote is, even a laugh is good, in Italian, and I don't know if that means it's good in, like, he said that in Italian, or if they're just saying, like, he means laughs are good. I'm sure they are.
Italian laughter.
Italian laughter is what makes the world go round.
Have you seen the video clip of that?
No. Of the priest?
Yeah, Jacob showed me yesterday, I guess, because he was cracking up, but I was like, what? He goes, you can't see this. I'm like, what? He goes, okay, well, you can see this. But I guess he started, I don't know how Facebook works anymore, but he started the video and like it just cycles through the different filters. So like he's got this like super space pope helmet on, and then all of a sudden, like he's lifting weights.
Oh, and they put like a fedora and sunglasses on
Yeah,
him.
it's so funny. And he's
I
just,
don't have a problem with this at all.
it was amazing.
This seems totally fine to me.
Italian laughter is just handshaking back and forth. Sub tea.
I don't get it. I ate pizza yesterday.
What?
If we could do an episode with filters on, that'd be fine with me. I mean, why not?
I would. Which filter would you choose? I don't know any Facebook filters. I just know Snapchat.
I don't know any filters for anything. Is there one that turns your head into a hot dog? Because that would be fine.
I think there was for a time.
I feel like there's filters for all types of stuff, and I'd be down with whatever. I want some sunglasses. That would be cool.
Yeah, I like the aviators that show like the T2 road.
Yeah,
Like
that'd
the
be cool.
road shot. Yeah,
I would take that.
I like aviators.
All this powerful technology, and we're just using it to put things on people's faces.
Right.
You know?
So yeah. Oh, Jake, you guys. I guess you and Leanne and Jacob were talking about women that looked a certain way. Jacob's like, look at this picture. I was like, okay, she's attractive. And he's like, this is her. And he showed me the um what is it? The police picture, the mugshot.
Mugshot? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, honey, she has a filter on. I'm saying she's got really thick eyeliner on. I was like, look at her eye color. It's completely different. She's got a Snapchat filter on. He's like, they do that? Yeah. Like it slims your face, it changes your eye color, it removes all like imperfections, including like depth. So if you have any shadow under your eye, it flattens the planes of your face. He's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah, that wasn't just makeup. He's like, but she's not even the same person.
He feels so lied to.
Like, welcome to trying to date via a picture. Jeez.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I met Stephanie in real life. Knew what she looked like.
Yeah,
I don't want to be the
like
person that's
his
dating like, oh, look at it's a Snapchat angle plus filters plus this plus that.
yeah.
Yeah, makeup and
Well, because
everything else.
makeup was the original lie, right? Like, okay, like thank God for pregnancy hormones because I haven't had like any spots or anything since I got pregnant, which is so nice. Because f adult acne, but yeah, makeup makes you very. I have eyebrows when I wear makeup. Otherwise, I don't. Like I draw these suckers on because my eyebrow hair is really light, and there's like three of them.
And
Where
if
was I
you,
going with this?
I just all I know is that if you don't have eyebrows, it makes you look really weird, but other people can't place why you look weird for like a minute. They just stare at you and they're like,
Yeah,
"Why does that person look so awkward?"
it's the
Oh,
expressiveness thing that you don't have.
yeah, because you need these to show emotion. It'd be like if somebody didn't have irises, like there's no whites in their eyes, they just have black eyes, and you'd be like, "What are they even
That's
looking
why
at?"
that's why all my little guys have eyebrows, see?
Yeah, those are amazing. I didn't know you had little smart plugs. Look at you guys moving into the
We've
future.
had them since Christmas, but they've just been sitting.
I want some smart plugs. That way I can tell my smart devices to turn things on, which is cool.
Well, we
But
just wanted the
whatever.
tree to come on smartly, but
Oh, the Christmas tree?
yeah.
We did it the old way. We just have buttons. We have a little remote. You get bloop
I
and
think
it
our
turns on.
timer broke, like the little scrolly timer that your grandpa had. I think it finally broke.
There's a time. I'll turn it on at
Yeah.
this. I'll turn on at 8 p.m. every night with my egg timer contraption. Small town news.
I feel so is the music fading out for anybody but me, or is that just on my end?
I don't. It should. I don't know. It shouldn't be
I
fading
feel
out.
like Groove would have said something.
You know
He
what?
is the
Sometimes
sound
things
wizard.
get jacked. I don't know. Don't worry about it. Looks okay
Missouri
on my
woman
end.
gives birth in Walmart toilet paper aisle. Was there any toilet paper left?
She took all the toilet paper, laid it out on the floor to have a bed where she could have a baby on it.
I don't think there would have been that much left. A woman reportedly gave birth in the toilet paper aisle of a Walmart, Missouri after her water broke while she was shopping. So, funny thing, we learned about like that the water breaking stuff, and most of the time it breaks while you're in active labor at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's bad if it breaks early.
Yeah, that means you're in like we gotta go. Like it's emergency time. Get that baby out of there.
Well,
Sort
so that's
of.
not even it's so and I thought that too, right? I thought, okay, well, that's the first sign if your water breaks, right? But that just means that you can get like you could not give birth for weeks after that, but you're way more susceptible to infection, you and the baby, because you don't have that plug anymore. Because
Yeah.
A, that plug is gone, and B, like all so yeah, they normally go, well, you're not ready, but we're gonna induce you because risk. Anyway, the more you know.
Yeah.
A
We
nurse who happened to be huh?
Nope, you go ahead. Read the story. We'll be here all night.
A nurse who happened to be present in the Springfield Walmart assisted the mother while the store manager held up a sheet for privacy. Firefighters arrived. My voice is so stupid. Firefighters arrived on the scene to help deliver the baby. The process reportedly took 45 minutes. Bitch.
What yeah, like super fast. You're like, I might be in there 10 hours.
Okay. The fuck? No. I have a power. A baby's coming out, dude. I'm like, you evicted. I don't have time for this shit. Customers, meanwhile, could be heard cheering as the woman and her baby were taken away by ambulance. You know, a feel good moment? Everybody's going through so much, and with the baby, it's like everything comes full circle, said Jessica Hinkle. Shut the fuck up, Jessica Hinkle. Nobody wants to give birth at a Walmart.
No, they don't. That was what happened in that movie with Natalie Portman. Do you guys remember Where the Heart Is? She had a baby in Walmart and they named it America or something.
Oh, I
And it had
know.
Natalie Portman and Susan Sarandon in it.
That sounds like something I would not watch.
No, you wouldn't. I wouldn't watch it. I didn't want to watch it, and I watch all the heartfelt movies with the. They named it America. Yeah, baby. Yeah, 45 minutes. Man, I hope you have a baby in like 45 minutes. I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was like, I hope Ashley goes in there and she has that baby, and then they hand it to her, and they're like, go home. It's like, she was like,
So
I hope that there's none of this whole stay in 3 day business, and she could just leave.
if I don't have a C-section, I can do that. So, Christiana, one of the girls in our centering group, she had hers last week. She was the latest of us to have them, have It'll and she was there 8 hours from soup to nuts because,
Nice, because it went
um,
well.
what? Yeah, the baby latched on both tatas. It peed twice. It pooped twice. And Christiana's like, "Goodbye."
That's
So
amazing. I
yeah,
hope that is your experience
this
sincerely.
was her second kid too.
Yeah.
So
We lived in the hospital for 3 days because of C-section, and then he didn't poop for a while, and they had to make
yeah,
sure all this worked, and it was. I mean, it was a nice room, you know. I
you
didn't want to
don't.
be there
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
Hospitals are
I'm
stupid.
starting probiotics as soon as they come in, and then I got baby probiotics too because I have to be on antibiotics when I give birth because I have butthole herpes.
Oh
So
no, that's
yeah,
no fun
Stephanie
either.
said that's not what it's called, but I quite enjoy calling it butthole herpes.
I like that you're comfortable telling the internet that you have butthole herpes, whatever that means.
Well, there's like a strain of strep that colonizes in your guts that like one out of every four chicks have. And so those of us in the centering group that have it, they're like there's a chance that you could pass it to the baby,
Mm.
which it would be fine. Like if you give it to a like but in a baby, it can cause there's a really, really small chance that it could cause meningitis. And
Oh,
that's not okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's bad news.
Yeah. Please, Jacob's like, please. I don't have ass herpes. It's called group B strep. It's not like it's not a big deal, but it can be the baby if like you I don't know, you shit out the baby at the same time as you shit out your colon. Like so
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Oh gosh. Oh, that's amazing.
can we name the show ass herpes? But no, it's not like an STD or anything. It's just like a little you just get like a strep colonization. And it comes and goes too. So but I have to be on antibiotics. So I'm getting probiotics for me and the baby when I pop out.
Good.
The baby. The end. I feel like we've learned so much about birth.
Dude, there are things I didn't know, and then Stephanie's telling it to me. I'm like, this all happens to you? Like, this is horrible. There's so many, like, gross things that occur.
Being
Uh,
a girl is just shit. It's just so much shit. It's a big old pile of mucusy shit.
that's real gross. It's, I'm sorry that you have to carry this burden. I don't know. May the rest of us get butt cancer, and I don't know. I feel like
No.
there should be a better balance, you know? Like back in the old days, we used to toil. There's lots of toil, back-breaking toiling. And now we're like, I sit at a computer, watch Twitch most of the day while I program. And it doesn't feel even anymore. Like it doesn't feel like there's enough balance.
I'm
I
just
mean,
glad we don't have to sacrifice things anymore to like
yeah. That's true. We don't have to
be
sacrifice like
good.
our best goat or anything, you
Yeah.
know. That would make Landon cry. They're having a
Griffin said Griffin wants to be reborn a girl. So
I mean, I don't know that you do. Unless you want to.
I don't know why. It depends. It depends. Being a biological woman, there's just extra stuff that can go wrong. And it's like, there's enough that can go wrong anyway.
Yeah.
And having the extra stuff go like I will move on. Well, there's a
Yeah,
special section.
there's so much. There's so much in the world. Special section. 12% of at-home workers skip video due to lack of clothes. This is breaking like rule number 1. You have to wear pants. You have to wear clothes like you'd wear to work. It gets your brain in the right place. A survey of stay-at-home workers in the United States suggests 12% of workers have kept their cameras switched off during video calls due to lack of clothing.
I mean, at least they kept their cameras off. What did the other 10% do?
Yeah, they just, hey, I'm dressed from the waist up. Mentimeter, an interactive presentation tool, announced it commissioned a survey of 1,500 people working from home and amid the COVID-19 pandemic and found 12% of respondents admitted to keeping their video cameras off during meetings on Zoom, Skype, or Google Hangouts because they were naked or only partially clothed. The company also said 44% of those surveyed admitted they dressed in more professional attire specifically for video meetings, while 16% said they had to rearrange their homes to look more professional in the background of a video call. I believe that. I believe that people have found backgrounds that they want to use that makes them look like they have, like people who have bookshelves behind them, they haven't read those books. If you see 900 technical books, they haven't read those books. They just bought them so they could read the 1 or 2 pages. And then they put it back on the shelf, and it just makes them look smart. Everybody's like, that guy must be brilliant. Look at all those books. Because they assume he read them. He didn't. No way. No way he read them. Not in a million years.
There's an orchid. That was my concession.
Yeah, that's a pretty orchid. It's a nice decoration. I get comments on the Superman cape all the time. That's a nice cape. Is that yours? Your secret identity's up. I'm like, never heard that one.
Oh, Steven. That's real bad.
That's
Who
pretty
said
good.
that?
It made me laugh. A total 11% of respondents reported seeing something that they considered unprofessional in the background of a coworker's video call, namely Superman cape. The survey also suggests 56% of workers feel their opinions are heard less in video calls than during in-person meetings, and 25% believe their contributions aren't being acknowledged as much as when working in the office. That's true.
Social cues are hard to get over video. Jacob was on a call with 22 effing people today. 22. You cannot have a phone call with 22 people. It's absurd.
I mean, a meeting with 22 people is absurd. Most of those people are in there to spectate and just gather information to walk away with, but they're not there to talk. But it's still a crowded room.
But you can't do it when you're on the phone because they think, well, I'm on the phone. I need to talk. Just shut up and listen.
I don't say anything unless I absolutely have to. I hate talking on conference calls. I hate it. As soon as I open my mouth, it becomes everyone's watching me, and I can't handle it. I can sit here and talk to you guys on a podcast live on the internet all day. I open my mouth on a conference call with people I work with and trust, and I'm like, everything I'm saying is stupid. No one understands what I'm saying. Oh my gosh, I'm going to die, and the heart explodes. So I just end up talking more. I talk more. I will explain something for a minute that really only takes 20 seconds because I feel like I need to explain it 3 different ways to make sure it comes across right. And it's
because you're not getting that feedback like those.
There's nothing. And some people are watching, and they do this in meetings too. Like you're sitting at a table and you start talking, everybody looks at you. I assume like everybody's going, that guy's a freaking moron. What makes him think he could just say words at the table? Like, who is he? Because I'm looking for like, and I try to find the friendly face, like the one that looks like they're like,
Yeah, the active listener.
I was at a meeting once and I saw someone talking, or someone was giving a presentation, and I looked and I saw this lady making the worst grimace every time this person said something. I was like, you're pretty horrible. You need to work on those facial cues because you're making me feel like I'm an idiot and I'm not even saying anything. It was just like one of those, what? Sorry, audio listeners, but I'm making very disgusted, grimacing faces.
I need someone to like take a screenshot of those faces. Those were so good.
I'm like, they're right in front of you. Like, don't do that. They're up there just making themselves vulnerable to express an idea. Like, and you're the only one doing that.
Women do that more. Like they're unable to hide their meow face, and guys do more of like. Guys have more dismissive faces, and women have more those things that you were doing.
Yeah, those the clearly disgusted faces. Like I don't.
Yeah, I'm like nobody knows what that means, Patricia. Oh.
And it was one of those moments where we weren't even far enough in that deserved a disgusted face. Like, we'd barely even gotten into the explanation of the thing, and is already just. I'm like,
she had gas real
maybe
bad.
you should like wait until it's over, and then you can make that face. That would be fine, you know. But anyway, I think everybody should wear clothes at home. More power to you if you can do the no pants thing, but I feel like it gets me into a mental state where everything is better. You know, I
can't go without pants anymore because my thighs touch now.
Oh no.
And it hurts. Like if you walk with thigh touches, your skin, you just have skin on ball skin and it rubs. And you're like, I have fatty McRub thighs. It's real sucky.
Most Americans have rub thighs. I don't think you. I mean, if you didn't have rub thighs, you were in the minority.
My thighs could happily walk in tandem without pants on and not be irritated by one another, but now they are not good friends.
Well, you have like chicken legs and like alien fingers. You have skinny appendages.
Yeah. Mom, like, I don't know what it is, but like my mom and I, like our torsos our torsos absorb all the nutrients, and like our appendages are stupid.
You've got skinny arms and skinny legs and these little tiny appendage fingers, and you just like your little alien fingers. It's like you could reset a router.
Don't you distribute better.
You could reset a router with your pinky finger and no paperclip. Like, bloop. Oh, no. I need to get this CD out of this old CD drive. I don't have a paperclip with me. You're like, 1 second, please. Blurp.
That's like one of the, because all the girls are like, oh my God, my fingers are so swollen. I can't wear my wedding ring. And I'm like, even swollen, my fingers have become normal people size.
You're like, I'm only pregnant.
They do look weird though.
I'm only pregnant from the boobs down and the hips up. Everything else is fine.
Like from my knees to my double chin is pregnant, but like everything else, like why?
Stephanie and my mom both had the 100% pregnant everywhere, like swollen from the hair follicles on her head to her pinky toe. She's like, this is the worst. Some people don't do that.
It's probably gonna get because I'm due 2 weeks from today. And apparently like you poof up quite a bit up until that point.
Yeah.
And then after birth, like you tied
at Omaha Beach. Gross.
We watched that episode yesterday.
Oh gosh, The Office is a glorious show, you guys.
Oh, so bad. I'm gonna throw up.
Well, here, let's go on to the next story then.
Okay.
That's not the button. Hey, it's Oddly Normal One in the chat. He's the greatest. We like him. Coronavirus hits Mexican cartels and leads to shortages of meth and fentanyl as chemicals can't be sourced from China. Well, this is, I mean, the economy's getting hurt for everybody, organized crime and all. Criminal group Jalisco Cartel can no longer secure the chemical ingredients required to make the drug fentanyl, which are also supplied by China. Sinaloa cartel operatives in Mexico told Vice this week that important. Why are they talking to the press?
I don't know.
This week, the important.
I think it's bad, man.
Why would you talk? Why are you just like, I need some help, some assistance from the government to get my fentanyl to keep my business operating? They employ a lot of people. I guess if you think about it. Yeah, they employ a lot of people, and without that employment, these people are going to go hungry, so they need their supplies too. I've got a whole new thought process around organized crime and preying on these people. Anyway, this week that importing the chemicals they made to make methamphetamine and fentanyl has become harder and more complicated, which is creating a shortage and pushing up prices. We haven't stopped producing, but the price of meth is getting pushed up because of the scarcity of chemicals from China. Transporting them this far is also getting much more expensive, the cartel operative said. China has historically been the main supplier of precursor chemicals and illicitly manufactured fentanyls to Mexico's cartel. Much of this has been supplied in bulk and cargo rather via the postal system. The chemicals are often mislabeled to conceal what they are and shipped to major ports in Mexico, such as Lazara, Cardenas, and Michoacan, and Mazatlan. And I'm not trying that again. I don't even know what those words are.
Oh my god, that was so good.
Lazaro,
Oh, beautiful.
Cardenas, and Michoacan, in Mazatlan, in Sinaloa. In today's episode, Steven is from Alabama. Thank you, sub.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. That was so good.
I think Jacob
I
gets
just
a
can't
kick out of giving me those stories with the unpronounceable names.
Yeah, those have the little ticks over the A's too.
Yeah, they
Like that
do.
would
I
be
don't
hard
even.
without the ticks.
How do you pronounce that? I don't know what that means. What is that word? Stephanie wants me to learn French, and here I am, can't even pronounce words sitting in front of me. Did you just
French
up
is
your butt to
French.
French?
I hate French. Oui, oui, baguette.
This-
Mademoiselle.
You're over there coughing up a lung speaking German. You know?
Oh, Zafo sent me it was okay, so this article totally hit the ball. He posted in the Discord, but Till from Rammstein he came down with COVID-19 after doing a tour in Moscow. And he came back and he was in the ICU and he's on a ventilator, he had pneumonia, da da da. And then at the very end, they're like, while he was in ICU, his life is no longer in danger. And I'm like, you can't just last sentence that shit.
They can for that ad revenue.
I was so upset. But yeah, I was just like, no.
Oh man,
Not-
yeah. I think I saw that article and he sent it to you before I could, but I had the same feeling. I was like, Ashley's gonna know about this. It's gonna make her sad. I didn't read it though. I just headlined it.
Neither did he. He's like, oh, I didn't read all of it. Sorry.
Man, why do they do that? Like, I feel like you get kind of disgusted with. Okay, so everyone's disgusted with media anyway for a variety of reasons. But you get more disgusted during times like this because there's so many where they just lay it out there like, this happened. 800 people died today, and it's like 50 from coronavirus, and you're like, what? What are you even doing? Like you know what we're thinking when we see the headline.
Yes.
You don't, and then you're gonna just bait and switch us. What are you doing? You know, Jimmy
I'm trying
Smits
to-
is sick today. He has a cold. What?
It's like that episode of when Michael hit Meredith with his car and made it sound like she was dead. Where is the music thing? Special interest music.
In our Discord?
Music. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Music,
over
I
there.
found it.
I can't use my Discord because if I do, we both go away and our picture's there on the screen for everybody.
Okay.
So if you want to
Let's get
find
that.
something, you have to find it.
I did, but it was so it says although his condition was critical, um for a while they reported Friday that his life was no longer in danger. But like that's the last sentence.
They probably should have led with that.
Yes.
He's totally fine now, but this is what happened.
Yeah,
just-
jerk weasels.
Every click, man, every click gets you ad revenue. It's why like sites I love. There's blogs that I love. It's like here's a superhero news rundown for like movies and stuff, and you look at it and you sit okay, read more. So it takes you to the next page, which it loads the whole thing for.
Yep.
And then you go and you're like, you read, it's like 6 stories, and it's like page 2, and you hit it again, more ads, more revenue. I'm glad we kind of
I don't read stuff like that. I used to on Twitter, so I totally cut you off. I
No, it's fine.
apologize.
It's fine. No, I don't.
It's awful. I don't understand why I did it. I'm like, yay, interruption cow.
Sam interrupts me all the time. I'm used to it. I'll be like
He's
literally
5?
saying something to Stephanie. He'll be like, "What's your favorite Transformer?" I'm like, Sam, you're just, dude. But yeah, you're right. He's 5. That's a good point.
He needs it. Oh, he needs his dot circle too. Jacob, circle my effing dots for the love of God.
Nobody knows what that means. Circle, circle,
So-
dot, dot. Now I got my cootie shot.
Head gamer, amazing HG sent me like the ADHD screening stuff. And so you assess yourself, and then it was 66 questions. It's like on a scale of 1 to 4 or whatever. And then you have to give it to somebody else because people with ADHD are notoriously really bad at assessing themselves. Oh, shit. I know I don't need a screening,
I
but
was
I
about to
just
join sub in that same call. It's like, hey,
look.
surprise, spoiler alert, you have it.
But okay, but to have a professional say yes, and then it makes you go, okay, so I wasn't a lazy piece of unintelligent shit in school that forgot everything. It's like I could have just used a little bit of help here and there anyway and made me feel better. But the second part has to be done by another person. And I was gonna send it to my mom, but I'm like, you know what? Jacob knows me pretty damn well. And he also knows how to use a computer because this is a PDF. And my mom would like write down 66 numbers and she would have to go through them. He won't circle my damn dots. And I'm like, I've been waiting for so long, for months, since Adam had even mentioned that I may have ADHD to me. And HG was like, hey, I got you. And then he won't circle my dots.
I think it's because he knows the answer as well. You have it, and he doesn't understand why he has to circle the dots. Because we
Because
know already.
no. I've been waiting for months since the discussion. And circle my dots sounds like an innuendo. McFly's like, you only gave it to me like 3 days ago. Do you know how long that is?
That's a long
Especially
time.
for someone who could possibly have ADHD.
They don't even know what the passage of time is. I mean,
No,
they barely
it's been
understand
so
it.
long.
I loved reading your story that you wrote for the Legion of Dorks Horizons anthology. 2dorks.net/horizons. You still have time. Because
Yay.
it felt like I was venturing into your brain because it felt like an autobiography of sorts, and I was really enjoying it. I was like, I know where her brain's been for the last 2 months now. I get it. I see what's going on here.
It was very that. I still need to fix it up. See, so I got to read Steven's story the other day, and like he's got so many fun like quotes in it, and you just like, and the stuff is built around the quote, and you're like, how the hell did he come up with that? Like that's really good. And then you feel inferior. And then I
No,
like your horse's name. I'm not going to tell anybody what your horse's name is because it made me laugh so hard.
yeah, the I think that's very that's that he
I'm so
writing a
excited
story.
for people to read it.
I'm excited for everybody to read all of these, but I'm like, I'm thinking writing a story is so weird. Like you think you have some idea of what you want to do, and then you just start chucking ideas at the paper, and you kind of like float them down, and you move things around. You think through it, and you're like, oh, if I say this, and then later on, you're like, oh, I could totally call back to that in this weird way. That,
Yes.
and it's like
Yes.
you it almost writes itself when you're really in like a flow. You're just like, oh man, oh, and then you write something, you're like, that was clever. Like the whole like in the outhouse situation. I wrote that one quote and I died. I was like, I'm gonna nail this story. That was like paragraph 1, and I'm like, I got this story.
It was like the second sentence, and I'm like, T.
I got this hammered. I know who these people are from the moment the keyboard started going. But yeah, then you spend the next like 4 months falling in love with them and not wanting to let them go, and then realizing you can only write 7,000 words. That's the painful part. And then
It's fun that you spent 4 months on that. I spent 4 days.
No, well, okay, so 4 months thinking about it, 2 or 3 days actually writing it. You know?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because you've been excited about this for ages. Sub came up with his a while ago too, and I sat down after a chat with Jacob and wrote mine off. Well, so originally I had a different idea and I was all excited about it, and I talked to my sister who needs to write her effing story, and we had really similar ideas. I'm like, well, I like you do yours, like
Yeah.
I have time to, whatever. I can come up with something different because I'm me.
Yeah.
Dumb.
And her story's so
Anyway.
cute. I got to get her to write it because
It is.
her plan is
I
so.
really need her and Jacob to do the things because I've read through yours, I've read through subs, I've read through one of the other submissions. I need to edit mine to get mine to Kelly so she doesn't kill me in the face.
Anyway, we're saying all this to say that you've got time. 2dorks.net/horizons. It's 7,000 words or less means 7,000 words or less, not 7,000 words. If you write a 4,000 word story, a 3,000 word story, still a freaking story. Write it. It's going to be great, we promise. I don't if it's about a dolphin swimming upstream with salmon and they get to know each other. That's an epic journey. If it's a story about a hamster who's been running on that wheel for like 6 years and he just can't seem to get anywhere, he's been on an epic journey emotionally. I mean, you could write a story from the perspective of a mailman who had to get through a neighborhood during the apocalypse because rain, sleet, snow, or hail, he's going to deliver the mail. That's the story.
Oh, that was beautiful.
I'll write that one. I'm actually no, y'all can't have that. I'm gonna write 2.
Yeah, I feel like that was a Steven story right there.
I'm throwing out gold, and these are just prompts. Go with them, write it because it's worth it. It's a fun adventure, and you'll have fun. WTF? WTF? You're giggling, but I don't know why.
Because A, I can't hear the audio cue, and then B, I read the title of the story.
You should totally be able to hear the audio cue.
I hear the first like 1.5 seconds and then nothing.
That's really strange. I don't get it.
You're strange.
Whatever. Sorry about your luck.
Brat. New Hampshire man told to turn down music, grabs sword, chases man.
Yeah.
I'll finish the story. I'll be good. Police in Manchester, New Hampshire say a man has been accused of grabbing a 2.5-foot long sword and choking to death and chasing after another man who asked him to turn down his music. Should have been the other friggin' way. Inconsiderate dick cheese. Police say a man knocked on the door of Benjamin Leyland, 47. They said Leyland reportedly became upset and grabbed the sword. He chased the man down a hall. Man got away and there were no injuries. Leyland was charged with criminal threatening and he's going to be arraigned Tuesday.
So what?
Okay.
I mean, my word, what kind of person would get upset about loud music in the neighborhood? I mean, really?
No, this was the guy that was told to turn it down. Like this is the type if you play loud music, you're this person. Like you would be insulted that someone would ask you to be considerate because you're an inconsiderate, entitled fuckface, and I hope you actually get butthole herpes. So you like everybody on Discord knows I was bitching about like and they're not even neighbors. They like I live on a circle, but it's graded. So their house is like 4 stories above me, an acre and a half away. Like we can't even see their house, but I could hear their music in my sunroom crystal clear because the birds weren't like blocking it out. It was awful. It was so loud. And they do this often. And I'm like, "You know what? Fuck you and the horse you rode in on." Like everybody's on quarantine. Everybody's trying to work from home. And to add to that, your musical tastes suck the biggest dingus on the planet. Like a big old floppy flaccid dingus suckling all night long. Like it was 1995 college rock. And I'm just like, shove that speaker up your butt. So
Jock jams.
God, that would have been okay. Blues Travelers. It was so shitty.
Oh, I love Blues Traveler.
No, you don't. Not when you've heard it from your neighbor for like 8 hours and you're trying to get stuff done and you're ADHD and even the birds are like, "What the F is this?"
I don't want someone else's Blues Traveler. I want Blues Traveler when I want Blues Traveler, which is most of the time. Oh, John Mellencamp, little ditty about Jack and Diane.
Well, it's just, oh God, it was so bad. Like it hurt. So out of nowhere, about 4:30, our actual next door neighbor said, like, we had not discussed this at all. She texted and said, I've tried to speak to them about this twice and they just keep doing it. And I'm like, okay, so it's not just me and Jacob that are ready to go set their house on fire. Like, I was ready to do some violence. And she's like, I emailed them. And I'm like, well, that was nice. Like that was, and she's like, and I actually went up in person to talk to them. So this is what pissed me off. Neighbor went up to talk to these people in person, like civil thing to do. Just like, hey, this is a little loud. It's causing whatever.
Yeah, causing
So
some
the
issues.
guy saw her walk up to his sunroom, turned his back, and then started pointing to his ear like he couldn't hear her while she was knocking on the door, and then pretended not to notice her.
Oh no.
I'm like, "You motherfucker." So I'm like, "You know what?" So I looked up the sound ordinances and I called the emergency or the non-emergency number of the police. I'm like, "Hey, I know you guys don't have anything better to do with this going on, but I'm about to stab a neighbor in the face." Like I had the woman rolling on the floor. I'm like, can you go listen and see? And I'm like, it's also really bad music too, which makes it so they like within 15 minutes the music was off. I'm like,
Really?
yes, local PD for the win.
Well
So
done, Cary Police
yeah,
Department.
yeah, I was like, you guys are awesome. I would bring you food if it wasn't COVID contaminated. But yeah, they and then apparently the woman told everybody in the neighborhood that my next door neighbor was a psycho bitch and called the cops on her.
Wait, who? What woman? The woman at the
So
house. Okay, you need to.
where my
Uh-huh.
next door neighbor, let's call her M, emailed them before, the
Right.
lady thought that she was the one who called the cops. So she's been telling everybody in the neighborhood that M is a psycho witch and called the cops on them for her playing her music while she was cleaning up her garage.
It was real loud though. Like it was not just garage cleaning music. Like it was obnoxiously
This
loud.
lady's 47 years old, 47 middle-aged, like entitled white bitch. And I'm like, you and your entire family can suck up. She actually got kicked out of the local pool because she would go there. She's a personal trainer, the music lady. She would go to the pool and use all of the pool stuff and just leave it. And the lifeguards, these 16-year-old lifeguards were like, we're not like, if you use it, you have to put it back up. Like, we
Oh
don't
my
get paid to
gosh.
clean up after you. So they kicked her out of the pool. Like, this is this lady
And she's
dying of
telling everybody
fire.
that M is a terrible person.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, these kind of people, man. Neighbors suck. I remember when I lived in this neighborhood, we couldn't get good neighbors, and it might have been because we sucked. I don't know, but it's like our neighbors were the worst. We had this lady. We were trying to build a tree house for me, like put the tree house up in the air or whatever. She came over with like the title of her deed and made us rip it down and everything because we didn't have.
What?
Yeah, we had to tear down because it had like a no outbuildings clause or something, but I don't. We thought we had it all in the clear. I don't know. I just know that my dad was very upset with this lady, and we didn't like her ever since. She had these stupid yippy dogs, and she didn't talk to anybody. She was just by herself all the time. I'm like, I get it. I know why you're by yourself. It's because you're mean, heartless lady who won't let an 11-year-old have a treehouse. What's wrong with you?
Why are people like that? Stop being assholes. Like,
I
just
don't
be
know.
like a little bit of consideration goes so far.
Yeah, like we've got these college kids and we don't talk to them very often, but anytime I've ever talked to them, they've been cool. Tonight they felt comfortable to come over. They're like, "Hey, man, this is a weird request, but they've closed all the basketball courts and you guys have a basketball goal and I don't see you using it very often. Would it be okay if we just pulled it over to our driveway so we could play some basketball?" I was like, "Dude, take it."
Aw.
I said, "You're right. We haven't played with that thing in since we moved in. Like, take the basketball. It was left here by the previous owner, and we just always like maybe we'll play with it one day." But it's just
Like when Sam's 6'4".
when he's taller, yeah. But we were like, I was just like, you know what? Go roll it over there. I've been trying to get with it or get rid of it anyway, or thinking about getting rid of it. I was like, y'all take it. So he rolled it over there, and he comes back in a
Aw.
little bit, and he's like, hey, so we moved your basketball goal, and there is like a giant mud puddle or like muddy spot where it was because it's one of those that has like it's you fill it with water or sand or whatever, and you put it in there. He's like, it's an insanely huge mud hole. I'm like, okay.
You're
I'll
like,
take
I have
care
a
of it.
5-year-old. We good.
Yeah, I was like, don't worry
I
about it.
know what he's doing tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go, whatever. I'll fill it with dirt. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, I hear you. Neighbors, they're the worst. You know what are they thinking? But no, I
It's
hope you
just
guys,
it's
your other neighbors are cool.
yeah, everybody around us is like, I mean,
Mostly cool.
having someone play really inconsiderately loud music every day, if that's the worst and can be shut down, then whatever.
Yeah.
Eat weebs.
Eric Webb. So that's the end of our show, everybody. We actually pulled off an hour-long show. which I think is pretty good. Half hour power, we called it, and we're an hour in. So, hey, we didn't get any mail this week, but if you want to send us some mail, h&hshow@gmail is the way to do it. If you want to talk more about viruses and life in the plague lands, we did just launch a new podcast with me and Landon and Jacob discussing everything that's going on both coasts. Landon's out west in Seattle, which is one of the epicenters of this thing. That nursing home that just seemed to cause boy, that spread like wildfire. But he's out there. His wife works at one of the hospitals, so he's got kind of an inside read on what's actually happening. So it's been fun. Jacob, Lando, and I have had some really good conversations. This podcast is called Staring at Goats. You can get it at anchor.fm/staring at goats. It's where the best place to pick it up, but it's also on Google Play Podcast, Spotify, Breaker. There's a handful of other podcast services that you can find it on. Not Apple yet because they're freaking slow, but it'll be coming. It's on its way. So check that out. And we're looking for ways for you guys to send us some either emails or tweets or whatever. You can also follow staring_goats on Twitter. I really want Staring at Goats. The dude's been squatting on that name since 2012 and hasn't posted a thing.
Since the movie?
The Men Who Stare at Goats. That was probably that was before, right?
I don't know.
It's a weird movie. I wanted to like it, but it just didn't. It was strange.
I didn't watch it. I just thought of it.
Yeah, but anyway, that's a new show, and I just wanted to promote it here, so you can find it anchor.fm/staring at goats. And hey, that's it for Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. Follow us on Twitter, Two Dorks TV, Steve H&H, and Fake Kills, PHATE Kills. If you want to leave us a tip, just say thanks for doing the show. You can go to twodorks.net/tip or patreon.com/twodorks, where you can join the ranks of my mom, Ashley's parents, and Og and Adam for donating to the show. They're our big sponsors, and they help us so much in paying all the bills. And we'll leave you guys with these words of wisdom. First, deal with your own tears. Tomorrow, do something about acid rain. Betty Jane Wiley. That's pretty good. Take care of yourself first, right? All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time here on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades.
Bye. Two dorks. Butthole herpes.
Yes, butthole herpes. Well, let's pick a show title here. Two Dorks
Butthole
TV.
herpes.
Showbot TV. You haven't seen the credits sub? Butthole herpes. We don't have a
Well,
lot.
because he normally Sea of Thieves while he watches now, but he had to pop in because I was cursing a lot.
Oh, I see. Okay. Butthole
Yeah.
herpes is a pretty good one. That or Circle My Dots is pretty great, too.
I'd
Circle
be
my
like, if we
dots.
don't want to put butthole in the title.
Yeah, let's go Circle My Dots. I like that one as a thing. Let's see. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Mute this. New track.
I actually didn't think I was going to curse that much because I feel like I got all of my rage out yesterday.
Well, you cursed a lot, and that's okay. Here we go in
You
a 5,
curse
4,
a lot, and that's okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody! It's another episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. That's not how I start this thing. Who am I? Delete. Delete, 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 delete. All right, here we go. Let's try this again. Tonight on the show, we're here on a Friday night, which means everything is different. But it's not really, because we're still doing weird news. We're still talking about stuff like butts and wieners and things. We're still out to make you laugh. We haven't been consumed by the plague, though we might be. Who knows? It's a weird, wide, crazy world out there, you guys. But we had a good time. We talked about some really fun stuff, and I know you're going to enjoy it. Enjoy your break from the pessimism. Hang out with us here on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, episode 503 for March 27th, 2020. Circle my dots.
I like the way you said it.
I thought you would enjoy that. I wanted to make it sound really aggressive.
Well, he won't circle my freaking dots.
You should be angry, you know that?
ADHD child did it quickly.
You should be angry. All right, there
I
we
love
go.
you, Jacob. He
All
did
right.
just build a second closet in like a day.
Just for you.
Well, for the baby, but yeah.
I mean, you know.
The baby's not going to appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, baby's not going to care. Sam still doesn't appreciate anything he has. When you grow up with it, you don't really think too much about it.
Yeah, that's why Jacob's like, I hope Potato Child appreciates it. I'm like, Jacob, I didn't appreciate closets till you built me one.
Yeah, no, they don't appreciate anything. It's
I now appreciate a second bathroom.
No, they don't. I don't think like kids actually get actual gratitude till they're like in their teens, and even then,
And
like,
even then, yeah, there's stuff that mom did for me and Stephanie that like Stephanie and I have had this conversation before too. We're just like, we didn't realize until we got a little older. And we're like, oh my, like mom spent $200 on a freaking straightening iron for us, like when we were in freaking high school. Like we didn't care. We were assholes. And I still use that straightening iron. That stupid straightening iron that my mom got for me 20 years ago. Like that's how good it was.
a quality straightening iron. Well
Yeah.
done.
$200 on a freaking hair tool? F that.
I think that's pretty great myself.
Okay, go to bed.
Yeah, I love y'all. It's been a
Guys,
wonderful
thank
night.
you for hanging out on a Friday sub. Thank you for keeping the dings.
Bye.